Power Rangers Zeo is a lazy season of Power Rangers. This is a very lazy season of Power Rangers. You ever think like you ever have a house and you're just like, you see a house next door and you think, oh man, that's a brand new house. They repainted everything. The inside must be different as well. Inside the same old stuff. The same stairwells, same wrinkled the same creaky floor. You got the same broken pipes. Power Rangers Zeo is just that. It's just a new paint job. You got new Zords, new suits, hooray. The storylines are still basically the same corny stuff as you get in Power Rangers Mighty Morphin, but Mighty Morphin had better storylines, believe it or not. Power Rangers Zeo was a very laid-back season of Power Rangers. They just think, oh, we have Tommy, so it's going to be overall solid. So what happened in Zeo to Power Rangers? The Power Rangers basically lose their powers from the Mighty Morphin saga, and now they have this new Zeo one. And the Zeo costumes are all shapes. You got a star, square, a circle, rectangle, upside down triangle. So I'm sorry, the Power Rangers new costumes are basically shapes. I do enjoy the theme song though. I like the theme song, but not overall the greatest suits alive. Now, what also happens? We get Lord Zed and Rita. They are officially gone. King Mondo, and what I mean by paint job, this is a straight up paint job right here. King Mondo of the Machine Empire has arrived, and he takes over Lord Zed and Rita's place. And he basically does what Lord Zed and Rita's been doing, except the problem is, though, that King Mondo, since you're taking over the former headquarters of the former villains, you got to change it up a bit. You got to be different. Instead of just looks, you have to be different for how you act, what you're going to do against the Power Rangers. Basically, he doesn't do much. King Mondo doesn't do much. He's barely an existing. To me, he's not even a good Power Ranger villain. I like the look of him, but if we're talking about who did more against the Power Rangers, it's when King Mondo is taken down for a spell, and his older son, who was banished, takes Tommy, brainwashes him, and turns him evil necessarily. It convinces Tommy that you, sire, are a king, and we must defeat the evil Power Rangers who are destroying everything. So he kind of tricks Tommy into fighting against the other Rangers, to fighting against Jason. So there is some great... so that was the good storytelling right there. King Mondo's son, the side villain, that was basically around for like 6-7 episodes, was better than the main villain. And when the side villain is better than the main villain, you know you got a problem. Now, let's talk about the Rangers. Tommy is a terrible Red Ranger. Tommy is basically non-existent. Tommy's storylines he gets a Dear John letter from Kimberly. Kimberly breaks up with him through a letter. And this gives him the opportunity to sulk, to be depressed, and then to get with Kat. Or to have the interest of going out with Kathryn. Now, also for his storyline, we get him being adopted Native American. He has an adopted brother. So it's just one of those cheesy lines. Tommy really doesn't get much to really prove to himself as the leader of the Power Rangers. To me, Adam really came into his own as a secondary leader of the Power Rangers Zeo. Adam had some great moments with a lot of the characters. He helped Rocky with this. He helped Tanya with this. And speaking of Tanya, the Yellow Ranger, Tanya is a massive improvement over Aisha. Tanya replaced Aya in the Alien Rangers of all seasons. And Tanya comes to Angel Grove. She gets a boyfriend who is jealous of her at sports, jealous of her over a little things, and she stands up for herself and just breaks up with him. And we got dogs here. But she is developed as a character a lot more than Aisha was, and I think she's actually a very good Yellow Ranger. I really like her spunk. I really like her, how she's trying to go out there in the world and trying to have her own career a bit outside of being a Power Ranger while still being a Power Ranger. I like that about Tanya. Now, Kathryn, she really feels like the mother hen of the group. She really feels like, I'm going to watch everybody. I'm going to make sure everybody's okay, make sure everybody feels okay. She feels like the heart of the team. And I never really understood the hate for Kathryn's character. I really enjoyed Kathryn's character. I think she was not like the #1 replacement for Kimberly, but I believe she had a good, it was the whole transition of power of the nice transfer of power from Kimberly to Kathryn was a good storyline. And I really do enjoy Kathryn as a character. I think she really came out on her own this season. Rocky, he didn't really have much to do with poor Rocky as a Blue Ranger. I know he's supposed to be the secondary leader of the Power Rangers, but the thing is, though, he wasn't really the secondary leader of the Power Rangers. He was just really just there. He was just okay. He had some good moments when Jason, the Gold Ranger, yes, Jason becomes a Gold Ranger this season, and he's brought to the Power Ranger Zeo, and there's some conflict with Rocky of how everybody's so happy Jason's back, and Rocky feels like in the background, and they also mentioned that fact that Rocky replaced Jason, and so how he kind of feels left out, and how he kind of feels foolish. I mean, Rocky does some stupid thing by going after the main villain all by himself, and Jason just says, like, why'd you do that? I'm not here to be your enemy. We're here as friends. And I'm not trying to upstage you. And Rocky understands that. So I think there was some character progression with Rocky, but he overall wasn't my favorite Ranger this season. And Jason, when he returned, it just came from, like, an okay group of characters, because you're only as strong as your leader. And to me, Tommy was just not there. I think Tommy is not meant to be the Red Ranger. I think he's meant to be a good 6 Ranger, the good backup Ranger. The ultimate leader is, to me, Jason. And when Jason comes in as a Gold Ranger, he doesn't go into that arc like he's going to take over the group, but we all know who's in charge. If Tommy's in charge, it's Jason. If Jason's not there, it's Tommy. And if both of them are gone, it's probably Adam. But overall, I do enjoy this Ranger team. It's just the storylines that they gave them weren't up to code. I mean, look at Lord Zeta and Rita. Lord Zeta and Rita had to leave because of King Mondo. And Rita goes and Lord Zed stay for the most of the season on the moon in a trailer. Goldar and Rita Repulso, they are basically lose their memories. They hang out with Bulk and Skull, and then they reunite with Lord Zed and Rita at the end. So I didn't really care what they did with Lord Zed and Rita. I think there was a disrespect to them. I didn't care for King Mondo as the main villain. Some of the storylines just did not add up. I do enjoy the Gold Ranger storyline, the plot line for him. And here's another thing I'm going to mention. Billy, the actor who played Billy, he got one of the worst send-offs in Power Rangers history. You know why? Because he could not come to set, because we all know what happens with the actor who played Billy at a young age. He was harassed, called homophobic slurs because he's a gay man. And it got so bad that he went to therapy and all that stuff. And to treat people, the cast, like, the people who were calling him all these words, these are the same people who were writing the script for Zeo. So, F those people and what they did with the script for Zeo, and F those people what they did for the actor who played Billy. Billy deserved better, the Blue Ranger. And I know he took a backseat role as being the engineer to help Alpha with with Zordon, with the headquarters, and all that. So I don't mind Billy being the technician, being the guy who helps Rangers to solve all the stuff. He's doing the same thing he did in Mighty Morphin, except he's not using his he's not morphing up. He's not in a suit no more. He's just working at the command center with Alpha, with Zordon, and he's helping and communicating with the team about how to defeat the evil villains. That's not a problem. The problem is, though, is the send-off to his character, and Billy deserved better. One of my favorite, I think he is my favorite Power Ranger. And he's a character I always looked up to. I mean, a superhero with glasses, what's not to love? But apparently him being gay was a big issue, so. But overall, Power Rangers Zeo, I just felt it was lazy. If you're going to do a new season of Power Rangers, and if you're going to have the same characters, at least improve the storyline. At least improved, basically, again, it's improving the storylines. If you're going to do something kind of new, if you're going to do a reskin, you got to change things up a bit. You got to make things exciting. The Gold Ranger arc was probably the best arc with Jason. I think he had the best suit of all of them, and he's probably one of the best 6 Rangers of all time. But the storylines they give them are overall not that great. The ending, the series finale, ends with Jason losing his Gold Ranger powers. So, no, I do not really care for Power Rangers Zeo all too much. I would give it a B-. This was the laziest season of Power Rangers. I think season 2 and season 3 of Mighty Morphin were better than this. And the fact is, you never want to look worse than the season that came before. You always try to do better, or at least try to match up to it. But Power Rangers Zeo, to me, was just the laziest season of Power Rangers. I think the people who created this season just went a lazy routine, and they think, hey, we're going to do the most simplest things, and everybody will like it. This starts to become the stale and beginning of the end of Power Rangers, and why the show was almost canceled. And then Turbo, which I will be reviewing soon, and that is a conversation we're going to have to talk about for a while. But that's my personal opinion, everybody. What y'all think of Power Rangers Zeo? My name's Elise. Alright, for everybody. Bye-bye.